I think the Congress should be coming back and moving on emergency needs immediately. And they're going to have to come back after the election as well, because this is going to be a long haul for total rebuilding. It's going to take several $1 billion.
President Joe Biden addressing an issue which should concern us all. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is broke and needs American taxpayers to once again pull out the nation's credit card. We know that a growing number of private insurance companies have made the purely economic decision to no longer offer coverage. Others have or will raise rates to unaffordable levels. All right, panel, scientists tell us the number of hurricanes hasn't increased over the last century, although NOAA, as Bill pointed out, is projecting a nominal 10% increase in Cat 4 and 5 storms through the end of the century. Also, wrap your heads around this number. There are currently 50 million American homes within a mile of the coast. Bill, that's a staggering number.
Yeah, look, we did a lot of stupid stuff in the last half of the century. We built stuff every place. We didn't require enough detention. We didn't maintain the bayous. And by the way, in addition to sea levels rising, the Texas coast is sinking. It has been sinking for 20,000 years. It's going to continue to sink. So this is an issue that we've got to address. And I'll tell you, if we don't, it's going to have some real consequences. And I'll give you just a real life example for me personally. I grew up in Kemah. I've had a house there for my entire life, until after Hurricane Ike in 2008, and I fixed up my house and I sold it. And the reason I got out of there was on the bay, is I knew I was going to be dealing with that time after time after time, and it was going to get worse over time. People are going to start making the decision to leave these areas. The current population projections for Galveston County are almost flat between now and 2060.
All right, Holly, we're sitting here and we're kind of taking odds on whether the Ike Dyke ever gets built. Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical just because we're already seeing opposition to the Ike Dyke. Some of the environmental groups are concerned about the ecological impacts. There's concern about whether or not the design really accommodates the shipping that goes in and out of the Houston area. So there's a lot of concerns, and you know, I mean, it's taken this long. I think it's great to try to come up with a solution, but will it ever get built? I'm not so sure. I did want to address the idea of the president saying we have to come back right away and improve funds for FEMA. FEMA has $73 billion in unliquidated funds for past emergency declarations. They do have cash to deal with things right now. Later that might be necessary, but it's not necessary for Congress to come running back into Washington right now. I think they're all pretty busy right now campaigning.
Sergio, we had a Cat 4, Cat 5 come smoking down the ship channel. I'm not going to be worried about the critters out by the fish. I mean, you know, you want to talk about stuff being pushed out of the ship channel. Thoughts here?
Yeah, no, I live in the lower east and the southeast, so my home was flooded twice, and I've been dealing with flooding in our neighborhood for many, many years, for decades. As we know, they're duking it out in Harris County with the flood money being released, but also Harris County. They're still litigating that issue. We, the taxpayers, go out and vote for these propositions to increase funding for flood prevention and all this maintenance, but it's not happening. That money is not coming down into our neighborhoods. That's what's happening. And that's just common sense. Just clean our ditches, clean our drainages, help flow the water into the neighborhood. These are just basic common duties that our city personnel needs to take care of.
Amen.
And I'm dealing with this
Okay,
forever.
everybody.